Talks, True Talks. What's hidden out of sight, I bring into the light, right down to the bone where the truth stands alone. Tell it like it is, if it's her words or his. Speak the truth, leave the rest, cause this is the place where there's no BS. True Talks, True Talks.
True Talks, True Talks.
Thank you for joining us once again. This is True Talks. My name is Jasmine. Today we have been sharing time with the youth of Circuit Youth here in the city of Ashland. I'd like to continue that conversation, but I'd like us to intimately get to know each one. So as we begin, I think I'll start with Alex. You are such a divine creature to me. You're brave, you're enthusiastic. I see no fear on you. What brings you to saying yes to TV?
What brings me to saying yes?
What do you want to say?
Well, first of all, I'm very photogenic and videogenic. Well, I've been getting more and more videogenic. At first, I was kind of afraid to appear before a camera. But it's more like when I'm alone in front of a camera. But when I'm with others in front of a camera, I'm completely fine. But what brought me before the camera was, what are you trying to say?
Where's your courage come from?
Where does my courage come from? Okay. My courage to just face all these different challenges head on. Well, it's a long story, but to make a long story short, I was diagnosed with autism, specifically Asperger's syndrome, when I was about 4 years old, because I didn't really speak for a while until I was that age. And I was basically told by my preschool teacher, because I just wasn't following directions, I just stubbornly wanted to follow my own thing, do my own thing, that she didn't think that I was going to be able to make it or function at all in society. Like, I wouldn't cut with scissors, I wouldn't read or write my own name. So that just inspired me to just say no to that and keep on going. And I had a supportive family that helped me through all those challenges, but I never was really that confident until I went outside of the United States, and I traveled to Europe twice before I went to high school. And from those experiences, I was inspired to learn other languages besides English, because I thought it would be fun. But in doing so, I learned Latin and German, hosted a German exchange student in high school for 6 months, and I studied Chinese for a year in high school, then continued in college. That actually just did a lot more than give me a lot of cognitive benefits, like just remembering a lot more things, and it taught me how to deal with people better, because it was very hard for me to deal with people at first, and then it also gave me confidence. It gave me the ability to just want to take on challenges head on, because I was always very curious. And I just wanted to try and understand everything, and
maybe your curiosity is your driving force.
It is my driving force. That and my perseverance. You see.
How many languages do you know?
Well, I know several different languages. Sometimes I lose count of how many I've studied so far. But I have studied around 17 languages at the moment, and working on working on beginning to learn Arabic at the moment, and also a little bit of Korean. And I can speak Spanish, Portuguese, specifically Brazilian Portuguese, and German. And I also know Russian, French, Mandarin, Chinese, and Hindi at around an intermediate level. I'm studying those, and then I've
Wow.
studied several other languages such as Indonesian and Vietnamese, and a few other languages I won't get into right now because it's a long list.
when Alex says, yeah, I know them, but then he,
it's
but
like, oh my
I know, I studied Mandarin Chinese, and then I see him go to a tourist that is speaking Mandarin Chinese and have a fluent conversation with all like no
He
accent,
got
or
it.
when he
Oh
speaks Spanish to me, I cannot even tell that his first language is English, right? So
Yeah.
he's like, yeah, I studied them, but then he knows them like amazingly. You
Yeah.
know, it's awesome. You know.
It's that as well
So-
is actually pretty. It's inspired me and Nicole as well to learn languages. We're like, well,
bet.
you've already know English and Spanish, but you know, we want to go to Germany eventually in our future. So we're like, okay, we definitely got to learn German, and
Yeah,
we know
he-
who's going to
yeah,
teach us.
he's-
Oh yes, I also want to
Yeah, he
move
has-
to Germany at some point, and like I want to go to university, get my master's degree there. It something related to linguistics, perhaps international business of some kind as well, because I have some entrepreneurial ambitions and pursuits, and I want to focus those around languages and traveling and online education, the e-learning industry.
Yeah. That's available.
Yes.
Do you
It's
give
very
any
inspirational.
workshops now currently?
Excuse me, what did you say?
That you're very inspirational.
Oh, thank you. Well, you see, I would very much like to give more workshops in the future, and I intend to. And I've given 2 workshops already in the past few months on how to learn a language on your own.
Right. Okay. That's amazing. And you'll continue this? It sounds like online would be a wider world to open up to where you have more possibilities.
Yes, a much wider platform than just Ashland. And I've always kind of been a global thinker, especially since I traveled abroad. And I recently traveled abroad to China back in 2015 for about 10 days. That was a wonderful experience.
Goodness. Yeah,
Yes.
wonderful.
Alex has been very much there for us this whole time, and it's very awesome how we saw how we also have helped him, and he now has an internship, right, with an e-learning.
Well, yes, it's kind of an internship, not
Awesome.
really an internship yet.
well, no,
On the way there, but it's well, you can say it's kind of an internship. But it's more of a research project into a language app that's very new. It's called Flipword, and what Flipword is, it's an app where you can learn a language through browsing.
Okay.
Yes, and I've tested Mandarin Chinese and Korean on there so far. It works very well, except for the audio. They still need to work on that. But anyway, it's nice to give feedback.
In that way,
Yes.
Circuit Youth has brought a lot of opportunities to our members, and that is which Alex is finding a future in the e-learning industry with you know, resources that we had and yeah, a lot of mentors, and so in that way it also inspires us to continue moving forward with it. Like, it actually is helping a lot, and it's
But to think of not having that physical location and going into the e-world, how will you two, if that is the direction, how would you apply yourselves in the e-world?
Well, we want to obviously get a space in August. That's like 100% sure, you know, August, September. But right now we want to do a lot of programs for teenagers and youth, you know, our age is. And we also want to, we're holding the hackathon. We're going to have, obviously the mentors are going to still be active. And for the e-learning, we always stream our workshops, so anyone can always see them.
Okay. Beautiful.
Another way we want to go into the e-learning industry is just sharing our story and be like, hey, you want to do this? You can do it.
Yeah.
Right?
I think it's the way of the future, technology.
Yeah.
Oh,
Now, with Circuit Youth, I'm going to use my example. I'm a 15-year-old boy. I want to join. What would I do? I'm showing up, say, at your location that I know it's no longer a choice that you've made, but say I show up. I see you guys and I say, you know, I'm so-and-so. What do you guys have?
Right.
What can I do here?
Well,
We'll probably first present you with our huge collection of books that have loads of maker projects and loads of things that you can do right now in space. And then other than that, you know, we'll just direct you to when we have upcoming workshops and who we have as mentors and a lot of people, you know, they just come in and they do it, you know, and
Now, I have a
we
5th
go
grade
to-
education. What's Megabook? What's that you just said?
Maker book?
What is that?
It's a book full of maker projects. So it's done by the people who do Make Magazine. They have a wide variety of books that essentially just show how to do a lot of projects. So and you know, we have the whole collection of those and we have loads of other books as well. But yeah, so
another thing I would ask you is that Alex puts it very well. What lights you up? What makes you want to be alive?
yeah,
Sort of, you know.
what's your
like,
interest?
What is your interest?
I love video games. I just sit and play them for hours.
Okay,
well,
we have
what do
many
you
of
guys
those.
have?
How
We
would
go
you- how would you like
to
to-
make your own video
They're
game?
fun.
Right, you want to go into virtual reality, maybe that industry is going to explode. You know, it's already doing it, and so we're teaching people how to do video games. Right, we have a guy that has done like 3 or 4 video games, and he's really good at that. And he
Yeah.
wants to mentor. If you want to do animations for video games, we have an guy that does animations.
Yeah.
If you want to create the Raspberry Pi Brendan did, he can teach you with the next workshop. You obviously have to learn programming. We have a lot of programming workshops, apps. You know, if you have an idea for gamers, let's say you want to do a really comfy couch that has, I don't know, something special. So like, okay, you probably have to see the design. You know, we would probably put him in the virtual reality and be like, design it right here.
Yeah.
So there's an app that you can 3D draw, and you can walk into your design. You can resize yourself and create whatever you want to create. You know, by just putting the headset on, you can see a whole new world. You create a chair. We go like, okay, awesome. Let's put the design out there. Let's
Yeah.
make it happen. And
And then we'd essentially just hold space and try to keep you on task and on track. And we do another thing called the Agile Learning Center pattern, which is every week, Monday and on Friday. On Monday we meet up and state together in a stand-up meeting our intentions, quick, 5 minutes, and then at the end of the week, we say what we accomplished, whether we accomplished our intentions, and that actually really helps a lot in order to keep moving forward and keep ourselves on track as well. And so we like to include our members in that if they want to join. So.
and if, let's say, the 15-year-old boy all they wanted to just play games, go ahead. You know, just play games. Just do what you want to do. Right?
Yeah.
You have
Now,
all the
another
games.
thing I want to say is I have a very low education, but I don't have any money. So how can I play video games and take up your couch space?
Right. Usually we would ask for some sort of value in return. And we do not offer scholarships for people that just want to go and play the games and take resources without giving any value back. Or kind of like our policy, I'm going to call it, is if you come here to make, we'll sponsor you. If you come here to play games, you have to get a membership.
Yeah, we really want people to be in there
To
making
make,
and
not as an
collaborating.
arcade.
And, yeah,
Yeah.
and no,
That
although
thinking mind.
yeah, yeah,
That's beautiful.
Be a maker, you know, even if you just sit on the couch and read, that's good, you know. But if you're just there, you know, just taking up the resources that we have, you know, always getting our drinks, and it's like, yeah, right, you're not giving any value back. I'm sorry.
Well,
but you have to
but
get a
those people
membership.
though, we don't tell them, okay, get out, or
Yeah,
get a
of course
membership.
not.
But what we actually do is try to inspire them to do a project instead. And so we show them, like, what I told you, we have all the books, we have mentors, we invite them to go to a workshop, or yeah.
Is there an age limit to who can and can't join?
Yes. We
Yeah.
go from 13, 14 to 27.
And the reason why we say 13, 14 is because we're like very vague on both ends as well, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, like,
Like if it
There was-
all depends. Like if you're like a 11-year-old and you're super mature, you know, we had two 11-year-old members, and
Three
they
11-year-olds.
go in, and they go in and they work in the space and they do it just as everyone else is doing.
Okay.
And if you're over the age of around 27, we usually try to push you to become either a mentor or you know still be a part of the space and still find value for yourself and for the space.
But all of our workshops are open to all ages. So let's say you're 15, you're like, yeah, I want to learn this thing. Sure, you know, if you want to learn the language thing, okay, cool. You know, we're not gonna push them out, right? And the reason we chose 27 is because a lot of SOU students really like going there to work and do their homework or do whatever they want to do. You know, work on a game. I don't know, because on everything I want to do.
And what about extending yourself to homeless? Do you consider the homeless children, the youth on the street?
Yes, of course. We actually have three that are members. We sponsor all of them, and they are
And they come
fantastic
in and
individuals.
they do
Truly,
they
you know.
do their projects, and they're just the same as everyone else in the same
Yeah,
exact sense.
of
Where
course.
if they provide value or if they use the space, we'll allow them to use it.
In our when we had a space, our rule we would put respect, and that would apply for everyone, right? And so we would not like kick anyone out, right? We're like,
Yeah.
okay, cool, this is what you want to do, let's do it,
Yeah.
right? And we try to find you know, mentorship for them, or if they know what they want to do, we help them with it, and if they want to help us,
Yeah.
awesome. We do not exclude anyone, no matter you know what funding you have, you know what
Lifestyle or economic
exactly.
level,
We
or
Yeah.
don't mind.
color, race,
If you're in there to make, you're in there to make. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of people as well that come in with a contradicting political opinion, and they of course expect to either be pushed out or to get into a fierce argument with us. But
Where we just go like,
we're like, you know, we try to make it so it's not just a space for people to go in and collaborate and make, but it's also a space where it's, I don't want to say the word safe, but where everyone can have their own political opinion and everyone can have their own views and beliefs.
a place where freedom of speech is actually freedom of speech, and we do not go like, oh, you have a different opinion that we do, bye, you cannot say that here, right?
Right.
And if they say something very contradicting, we're like, okay, why? And we have an actual conversation, we have an actual argument with them. That is not an argument of you're wrong,
Not an
you're
argument,
wrong,
a
or
debate.
you're wrong, a debate.
Yeah,
But a
debate.
constructive debate is like, and at the end, we always see that we all have the same core values.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, we actually believe in the same thing in the core, even if the
Yeah.
outer is different. And we do not try to change
And
anyone's mind, but we try to let them know.
In that sense, it's actually been a huge learning experience for me and her and all of us, because we,
Yeah,
you know,
me too.
we get pushed with a lot of characters come into Circuit Youth, and so it really makes up for an interesting story to tell, you know, at the end of the day. But there's a lot of like growing that I mean, before we were so closed and you know so stubborn with our opinions and beliefs, and people come in and we just have an honest talk and conversation, and we sometimes change ourselves in that way.
And just staying open.
And
Exactly.
it wasn't
Something-
just us as well with
Yeah.
our members.
It's good to keep the mind open. Maybe I'm wrong all the time, right? I may say something today that I will say something different tomorrow because of someone changing my mind, or me reading another article, or
Research, study,
or research.
something.
Always keeping my mind open, no matter what my belief is, even if I think it's like 100% true, right? It's never 100% true.
Right.
It
Yeah.
never will.
When I met with you guys yesterday, and I want to bring this up because it's so phenomenal, and I've told so many people, it just astounds me the consciousness that you three have. I had said to Alex, there is only one truth. And you, I do believe, said, well, I think I'll think on that. Your response was, no, there's not one truth. Would you elaborate?
Yes. Well, I said there is, the truth is always multidimensional, right? There's always going to be different perspectives, and at the end, it's going to be one truth, right? It's going to be one truth, but it's always going to be multidimensional, and you have to get into other people's shoes all the time to see whatever the truth is. Because let's say I want to know if cell phones waves give cancer. I don't know, right? That's a whole career right there, because there's so much to know you
There's so
cannot
much research and
know everything, right? So there's always going to be different truth, no matter what your belief is, right? If you're like, oh, brown hair is the best, right? I don't know.
it's
you
all
know,
about perspective.
it's all
and
about,
about
yeah, exactly. Or
how
like
you see the world and
a
how
good example I start off, white cats are the best. There's always the truth of, oh wait, but if you live in an open field, predators are gonna see it better. So maybe not, right? But it's always going to be, like I said, multidimensional depending on what your beliefs is and
yeah.
beliefs are.
With the consciousness that you three have and the openness you have to looking at pretty much any subject, people, culture, what's the greatest or who has been the greatest obstacle that you've come up upon?
I don't know about
There's-
obstacle.
I don't
I
think
think I think like what would be the better word is,
Did someone limit you or try to limit you?
Well,
Put you in a
my-
box?
Well, when I first told my friends, I'm gonna say this, they were kind of telling me, cool, right? But that's it. And I couldn't really express my ideas, and it's kind of like, okay, yeah, but school is more important. And or when I told them I'm gonna go and do online public school, they're like, no, you're gonna end up a waitress. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
That's why we're just concerned. We're just concerned about you, and I totally understood, right? It's like, I mean, yeah, I understand your concern, but it's my risk to take. But thanks to them, that's why I wanna truly succeed. To be like, I told you so, sort of thing. I know that sounds very egocentric, and I know it is, but it's one of the things that has been an obstacle, and it's very hard for me. But I like it being hard for me, and
You can handle it.
and
Yeah.
I can handle it, and that's why I want to succeed so much.
For me,
But it's so-
it's kind of funny because my only obstacle usually is myself telling me, you know, like really like okay, why isn't that possible? Why am I doing this? Why is this happening? Or it really comes down to me just being able to look into myself and state the honest truth that's within me, and trying to come to a state where I can honestly not be in a question of everything, and trying to just be in a lot
Let
of
go
sense.
the minutia.
Yeah.
There's that phrase. Just be.
Yeah, and well, it's kind of hard too for people to understand the point of just being, because
understand.
it's like, be. What if I can't? I'm always what? But so like, like once you understand what it is, and understand what you're doing, and understand what you're going, what your purpose is, it's like. You should have no obstacles, and be you should feel unlimited, and being able to accomplish whatever you set your mind to.
Oh, I love that feeling. It's like,
Mm.
woo.
Yeah,
That's
it's
soaring.
really energizing.
Yeah.
To be is the question and the answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be or not to be. Well, the answer's in the question. Is to be or not to be.
That's right. To be or not to be.
That is
Shakespeare,
the question. Yeah.
what's your greatest obstacle, or what have you run into?
My greatest obstacle, it's basically, it's several different obstacles. A lot of people don't think that I can do what I want to do, or they say, why do you want to learn so many languages? What for? Or why don't you start an online business? Why don't you just get a job like everybody else, or something like that? Or
Is that an adult talking to you at this point?
yeah, sometimes adults talk to
boy.
me about that,
Yeah.
and I say no, I'm going to stick to my path. I'm going to stick to my truth. But I used to just be so rigid about that. Like, I wouldn't listen to what anyone else would say to me. But one thing I learned later on is, like, I had to be flexible, like to stay committed to my decisions, but to stay flexible in how I get to those goals.
Yeah. Flexibility so you don't break.
Yes.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, Bruce
a
Lee
beautiful
said
place.
it like being water. So like that you're firm, but you can flow
yeah.
in a way.
That's beautiful.
Yes. Yes.
Now, I want us to know, aside from the business, what you guys are creating, the beauty of all that, what do you do? Because you're still teenagers, young youth.
Young adults.
Young
In
adults,
my case, I'm
there
a
you go.
20-something, 25
Really?
years
You don't
old.
look it. Not a bit.
Really?
Not a bit.
Okay.
What do you guys like to do for fun?
For fun.
Yeah,
Well,
fun. And
I
don't say
like-
languages.
I like
Oh, there are other
working in
things.
my project in Circuit Youth. Truly,
Mm-hmm.
it's what I do for fun. You know, it's like, oh, I wanna do the. I want to, have. Like for me, work is not something. It's like, ugh. I don't like. Sometimes, of course, it is, but most of the time, I'm like, yeah, let's do it, right? I like going walking because we live in a land that is very broad, and I really like going walking because it's very freeing. And another thing I do for fun is just create, art and all that stuff.
So do you paint? Are you an artist or
I
watercolors? or-
paint, watercolors, acrylics. I sew. I actually just look at something in the internet I like. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it, and I just do it. It's just very easy.
And
yeah.
Brandon, what do you do like to do for fun?
I like to read a lot. I like to. I do a lot of just sitting down and just thinking within myself.
the
That's,
thinker.
I like doing that a lot.
That's fun. Wow.
I'm moving towards more of
Yeah.
a philosophy path, and
Okay.
maybe a little bit of computer science in there because I make games, I make retro consoles, and I do lots of little fun little project development type things, and yeah.
Yeah. I also. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. With the
Uh,
show, we're winding up. I want to ask Nicole, if someone was watching the show here in the audience and they want to contact you, they want to be involved, they want to contribute, how could they contact you?
Well, we have a phone number that they can call or text. We also have a Facebook page. So should I
Yes.
say them? Okay. So our phone number is 541-631-8072, and our email is staff@circuityouth.org.
Our website.
Our website is circuityouth.org, and our Facebook, I'm pretty sure, is real under that.
It's facebook.com. No, it's facebook.com
No?
/real circuit youth.
Yes.
And then our Twitter username is circuit_youth. So
So if I were to Google Circuit Youth, I'm going to find you one way or another, or
Yes.
real
Yes.
Circuit
Yeah.
Youth. Okay,
If you
Wonderful.
look up Circuit Youth Ashland, you'll probably find us even better.
you will.
Yes.
one way or another.
Yes. Yes.
Good. Awesome. You guys keep doing what you're doing. It's going to be beautiful. I'd love to touch base. And after you go to San Diego and after you go to the acting and after you have this little bit of fun, August, you said, you're going to be opening up or looking to get another location. Okay.
Yes, of course.
We'll keep in touch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
for sure
as
we're
we
getting.
end the show, Alex, my lovely Alex,
Yes.
what do you do for fun and not languages?
Well, I
Something
wasn't gonna say languages. That one's obvious.
Okay.
But besides spending hours on that, I love to go running
Oh,
and walking. A lot of exercise. I read and write a lot.
That's beautiful.
I like to spend time with friends.
So can I say
Yeah.
that you're all just like us, huh? Normal kids
Yeah.
in a normal world,
Totally.
but you have a
Yes.
consciousness. This is True Talks. My name is Jasmine. Thank you for joining. See you next time.
I forgot.
True Talks, True Talks.
True Talks.